when it comes to African American issues and really getting down to the specific issues that hurt us, it seems that we're always pushed into the middle class, that we're always, lumped under the umbrella that as long as the middle class is taken care of, we will too. As long as women are taken care of, black women will be too. But when you drill down the actual numbers and how they affect us, I just don't find that to be true. And I find it very alarming that people do not say, hey, you know what, you have a point. Let's make sure that African Americans have an agenda in this big tent, what we call the Democrat Party. I was once a Democrat, switched over to independent, and a lot of it's for those various reasons. So that's just my quick commentary on exactly what this show is about. If you tune in and stay with us a little bit longer, you will see that we'll go in a couple different directions just because I know the guests that I have on the line. You're welcome as well.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me. My blog is www.constitutionally-speaking.com. And so that's my political blog. And, I do media stuff. I do some of the same stuff you do, Ms. Figaro. And I have been doing it for 35-plus years as a broadcaster, talk show host, writer, journalist, and so forth. So it's my pleasure being on the program. And even your other guest, my good friend on the internet, Dr. Tolite, we've gone at each other. But it's all it's all under the presumption of not only the freedom and the free flow of ideas protected by the First Amendment, but it's also under the presumption to expand thought for whoever the reader is, whether they are black, white, brown, Hispanic, gold, green, polka dot, it doesn't matter. Gay, lesbian, it doesn't matter. We're gonna expand your thought, whether you agree or disagree, and that is my intent, because as everyone knows, my whole presumption of the Constitution is the expansion of freedom and liberties for the individual citizen, rather than contract those freedom and liberties with things like infringement, creating second-class citizens for gay and lesbian citizens, and things like that. I am who I am. I am what I am.
And it is what it is.
It is what it is, and I make zero apologies for it.
Well, right. Well, you have some guests on the line who do exactly the same. Next up, we have Leslie Wilm. I love this sister, and she is the founder of Women on the Move. And she was kind enough to link my press release in an article that she did this week that addressed a couple different issues, and I'll let her expound on that, but a couple different issues that I've been talking about, that we've all been talking about, why Democrats and black consultants are not paid what they should be, and then also Leslie also addressed the new announcement with the Hispanic Lieutenant Governor who would be running along with Charlie Crist, and just a number of issues, a wealth of knowledge. I always love when I can read writers who actually connect several different pieces and, how that all plays into politics, and that is the idea of the data that I sent out. It was to connect it already to a story that was trending in regards to this Florida governor race. So, Leslie, thank you so much for joining me at short notice. You were so kind to get on the line. Did you want to explain to the people who have never had an opportunity to hear you before on my show what it is you exactly do, and then we'll just get straight to it. We have about an hour of time, and I want to get straight to the topic at hand, but Leslie, I do want to give you a moment to explain, what you do.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Tezlyn. I appreciate that, and I actually appreciate meeting you. I think I told you before that we were destined to meet because like minds tend to find each other. As you stated, I did link to your piece because I feel like the African-American vote is being taken for granted and has been for a very long time. And, I'm a Democrat. I'm a black woman. I'm educated, and I'm speaking up and I'm speaking out. I am not depending on anyone to do it for me. I have to make myself heard, and I have to speak for people who don't have the type of platform that the three of us have to make sure that that occurs. I want to be the voice that lets the people know, or let our people know, that we don't have to go along to get along. We don't have to accept crumbs, and we certainly deserve to get the same attention and have people work hard for our votes as everybody else. So thank you for having me on, and, you know,